everybody, and welcome back to another episode of what we're talking about on Wednesday. I am back and I have some things to talk about this week. So we are just going to dive right in. So, as we all know, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle have been, trying to live their best lives in peace and quiet. And the media has been judging every move that Meghan makes. And it's become so bad that the poor girl decides she doesn't want to be a part of the royal family anymore. She doesn't want to live in England anymore. She wants nothing to do with it. And when you think about it, and you hear some of the things that have happened to her, radio station hosts referring to their baby Archie as a little monkey, making comments about her, as light and as fair as this girl can be, and with all the Caucasian features she has, she's still black to people, and people are just still not willing to accept that, which is tragic. But because of that, Prince Harry decided he was going to make a decision that was basically like unprecedented. And he decided that they are going to renounce their roles and their positions in the royal family, and basically try to live normal lives, because he does not want to have a repeat of his mother and thus his experience as a young boy growing up. Archie's a little just like Harry, and look kind of just like him with little red hair. And we all know what, William and Harry looked like when their mother died. So he released a statement the other day that said basically this was a very difficult decision, but we've decided to sort of, take our royal titles away and live in Canada, as it would be, and, trying to just live normally. And all I can say is leave Meghan and Harry alone, people. She's a new mother and a very new and unique role in her life as wife to a royal family member. And all people can do is pick at all the little things she does wrong. And it's like, did you think that she sort of just kind of knew what this was about? We all knew that Harry was going to pick a woman who was nothing like royal, family archetypes, and was going to go with somebody very similar to what his mother was like. And that's exactly what Meghan is. She goes against the grain. She does her own thing. She kind of, pushes the envelope a little bit, but she is who she is. And for people to nitpick, I saw an article just today at work at lunch, saying that, Archie was in the baby carrier and his leg was a little lopsided and she's not a good mother and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, girl, do you have nothing else to talk about or think about or do with your time than to, search with a fine-tooth comb every little thing that she does that you can judge and nitpick on? It's like, really? And you wonder why the royal family is so weird? Because y'all are obsessive. It's obsessive and it's sick. So I hope that Canada treats Meghan and Harry much better than the UK does, and lets them kind of live and be, and just treats them like, kind of like celebrities, but not like really big celebrities, They're not Jay-Z and Beyonce. They're more like I don't know, Shania Twain or something. So all the best wishes to Meghan and Harry. I hope that they have a very comfortable and relaxing life in Canada for however long they're here. On to the next thing. If you remember a few years ago, Flint, Michigan, and there's even been a documentary about it, has had a very serious problem with their water. Most recently, the Supreme Court decided that they were going to allow Flint to sue for, I guess basically just sue the government of Flint, Michigan, I guess, for their wrongful actions, or sue whoever's truly responsible. And I think this is unprecedented. Now, because an entire city is suing, I don't know what the people of the city are actually going to get, but my hope is that there's some serious reparations. Kids are being born, or kids who were already born are being said that they're being mentally affected by this situation in Flint, and it's devastating because, it's just like, it's a small black community, so whatever kind of happens to them happens to them. So this is kind of a win for them, and my only hope is that it brings forth better opportunities and better change and more change for them in the long run. So, high five to Michigan, to Flint, Michigan, and my hopes and prayers that everything kind of works out the best for them. On to the next thing. Aaron Hernandez. Now, if you have Netflix and you watch anything, listen to anything, everybody's been talking about Aaron Hernandez and the Netflix documentary that was released, I think, last week. And everybody who I know, including myself, has binge watched that series real quick and found it quite fascinating. Now, the reason why I'm not going to give any spoilers away, because if you haven't watched it, I don't know what you're doing with your time, but watch it. But I do want to say that I think that the documentary, obviously we know when you watch documentaries that they come from a specific point of view of the producers and the writers and the people compiling the information, right? So there's always sort of a skewed point of view when you watch a documentary. Keep that in mind when you watch them. But my biggest issue with the documentary was them ending on the note that Aaron Hernandez killed himself because his alleged sexuality was exposed on the radio. Now, they kind of mentioned that people in that jail were very aware that if you killed yourself, not only would you be, your record would be wiped clean, but your family would be taken care of, essentially. And Aaron Hernandez is a husband, or was a fiance and a father. He had a little girl. I don't like that the documentary decided to sort of suggest ever so lightly that that's why he killed himself, because first of all, there was no the man didn't admit it himself. So as much as people want to say what they said they did, anybody can say anything after someone dies. Anybody can say anybody is guilty of things after they're dead, because it's hard to prove. So to suggest that he killed himself on that reason alone, I thought was kind of scurvy of the documentary makers. But I do believe that because of the football injuries, I think it's CTE. I think that's what the disease is, when you get constant concussions and your brain and the way it works is altered because of the football concussions. I do believe that that had some sort of effect on his personality and how he dealt with things and interacted with people. I don't think it's the ultimate excuse. I think it's one of many reasons why he was the way he was. And I'm going to leave it at that and just say basically, okay, so I kind of did I spoiled the end. But anyway, you can still watch it. It's still really interesting. And if you have any opinions on it, obviously let me know. I'd love to discuss it with you. On the topics of watching things, let me just say Bad Boys for Life, the movie. If you were a fan of 1 and 2, then this will be a treat. I went in with low expectations because the producers and stuff were kind of new to me. I didn't know who they were. Never really heard what they'd done before. And I know I loved Bad Boys 1, loved Bad Boys 2. So my hope was that they were going to kind of come with the same energy, but different. And I was like, okay, the trailer kind of makes it look like it's almost like exactly like the first one, but they did not disappoint. If you are looking for a movie that has action, comedy, a little bit of love, romance, but nothing too kind of and just overall the action-packed energy that you get from a Bad Boys movie, this movie will not disappoint. I'm not going to give you any spoilers, but I'm just going to give you one line that I thought was really funny. Is when Martin Lawrence says, "Hurry up, because I can feel my ass cooking." I think I laughed super hard at that point. And that's just, I think what I was really hoping for was that Martin kind of kept the same sort of comedic energy, and he really did. And Mike Lowry and the Marcus energy is just like, it's like no other. It's undeniable and it's unstoppable. And even after so many years, almost, I think it's 10 years, there's still 10 years from the last one? However many years, it was just so good. I went to go see it with my girls, and my fiance wanted to go see it with his friends. And he came back and he was like, that was like way better than I ever expected it to be. It's almost like it was too good. So I loved it. And if you haven't seen it, this is me telling you, go watch Bad Boys 3 and the Aaron Hernandez documentary. And come holler at me and let's talk about it in the comments below. This has been another episode of What We're Talking About on Wednesday. I'll see you next time.